Today I woke up thinking I was a designer. Yeah, that's what woke me up the first thing this morning. So if that sounds like something that you'd want to see what developed, join me. Come on. Good morning. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm glad you're here. Whether you're new or returning, I appreciate the time that you have taken to spend with me today. All right. Yeah. Have y'all ever had one of those dreams to where you wake up and you scratch your head? Like, why did I dream this? What in the possible heck was I thinking? Well, that was me this morning. So if you have your drink and you have your project, buckle up, Buttercup. You're coming on this journey with me. Only if you want to. You don't have to. I won't know if you click off. So, if you've been here a moment, you know that I am a early riser. Hence the name of my channel, Daybreak. Because usually I am up before the break of dawn. Now, this morning, I woke up because I had a dream. And in that dream, I was sitting designing a top. And I had everything in my mind that I wanted the top to be. So you know what? It woke me up. And I thought, yeah, right, whatever. I'm not a designer, you know. I used to freehand things all the time. But that was the 20-something me. The 50-something me says, yeah, right, you're not a designer. And I'm not. But by the same token, I could not, y'all forgive me, I literally thought I needed to go ahead and start filming this video now while I'm still in these very early stages so that I didn't get myself lost. All right. So that's why I said you're going to come on this journey with me because I'm at the very beginning. So I got up and I thought, yeah, right, whatever. Well, it didn't leave my head. It stayed on replay for about 20 minutes past the time I woke up. Now, during that 20 minutes, I had went into the kitchen, got me something to drink, started putting away my canning supplies because I had just done some beef stock yesterday. So I was putting all that up, putting the beef stock, you know, testing my lids and everything, marking them, and getting them ready to put up in the storeroom. And the whole time I'm doing that, I'm thinking how I could make the top that I was dreaming about a reality. Pardon me, carbonation. And then I thought, I don't wear those tops. And my niece, the size 0 thing that is like 5 foot, right now she's pregnant. And she's pregnant with her second baby. And y'all, she is my niece, but she's 30 years old, almost 30 years old. And, well, technically, okay. She's 28. She'll be 29 in October. So, you know. Anyway, she is this big when she's not pregnant. But right now, she is due in July. And hopefully this thing will not take me that long to complete. So hopefully you'll see this in June. But regardless of when you see it, she's not going to be ready to wear a outfit or a design of this type because it's kind of a kerchief type. I've seen designs similar, but not like this. So my design would fit best on her body when it's not pregnant. But she is very much pregnant right now. And then she will be a new mom afterwards and I don't know that this would be right for her. So I just said, okay, I'm going to make it like a medium to a large. I don't know who I'm making it for, but I'm going to make it. All right. So I thought, I've seen the kerchief tops that are all granny squares and whatnot, but I thought I want to do the one I had in my vision. You know those triangle squares that I tried out? Something similar to that. But I'm wondering, that was my original idea, to do a granny square triangle for the breasts. And then I want to do a double crocheted empire waist type band, and then have the flowy granny squares. And I did it on my phone, and I wrote it. This is what I came up with. Very first thing, I'm sitting there. I just sat down from putting the canning stuff up, and I thought, I need to get this on paper. Well, I didn't have any paper next to me. I had my phone with a stylus, so I drew this. It's very rudimentary, okay? It's very early. And even my drawing that I did get on paper later, which I'm going to show you in a second, is very, it's basic. But I don't think every design starts out as a full-blown developed idea anyway. So this is what I thought of at the beginning. And then I came in here and I started working on, let me make sure my thing is still recording, because you just never know with my technology, my technical difficulties sometimes. So anyway, I came in here, and the Yarn Fairy yarn that I got that was like 50-50, 50 cotton, 50 acrylic, that I'd never tried. I laid all of it here on my work table. And it's still a lot on my work table. But I picked out, as soon as now if it would have been for my niece, it would have been this cotton fair that is, I think it's 50-50. No, it's 52 cotton, 48 acrylic. So very close to it. But this is her colors, or it was the last time I made a top for her. I need to check back whether she changes quite often. But that jumped out at me. But I'm going to make her a different kind of top in that for next summer. This jumped out at me today. And it's not my style of a top, because I like coverage. My modesty demands that I have coverage, right? Well, no, normally it's not all this coverage, but even my tank tops, I don't like my bra straps showing, and I am 53 years old. So, well, I am going to be 53 years old. Well, this year I am 53 years old. How about that? Anyway, I want everything in its place and covered up. I don't like my bra straps showing. So this design would not work for me unless I got a nude or beige toned that could go around the back of my neck and still support my girls. I don't know if any of that will happen. So I drew this out, and the only thing that's really different from this versus on my phone is I did pick out my yarn. I picked out my hook. And I didn't know if I wanted to go with 5-inch squares or bigger. Now, I don't think it'll matter on the flowy part of the shirt. But on the top, it will matter, depending on what size I make it and how much breast coverage it's going to offer. So, I don't know yet. And I also have to figure out how to stagger my squares. Yes, y'all could help me if I had this idea and brought it to you, but you're going to go along on this journey with me. Trials and tribulations. No, it might not be all that. And then I thought, what about those ties? What if they crisscrossed in the back of my neck or back of the neck and then went into the sides of the triangles and then tied into the DC band to where you could tighten it or loosen it according to, and what if, wait a minute, I just thought of something. What if I take, and it's so unusual seeing me with this instead of my usual pink pen, but what if that DC band isn't all the way around? What if DC band is open to be tied with the corset type? Because that would be just a series of chains. And you know, I could do chains and either slip stitch or chains and single crochets to kind of stiffen it up a little bit to do that. So that's an idea. And in the original one that is not going to be on the screen now, but what if I did, because I think I said 3 rows, you know, 3 layers, because I was going to do sewing them all together as one layer and seeing how that will. And I still might do that, but I might make enough to where I could do 3 layers. Okay. So crochet, join them all on the same line and then attach them to the top. Have it like a mesh below the DC band. Have like a mesh base after DC band, and then attach each layer that way. Oh, I think I like that. Okay. And then have 3 layers like you would if you were sewing a tiered skirt. 3 layers or tiers attached to mesh. Okay. So that's an idea. I might try it both ways. So I told y'all are coming along with me on this ride. So this is the yarn that I picked. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 of these. They are 50 grams. They're 140 meters. And that is the name of them. I don't know if Ice Yarn still makes this, but I'm giving you all the specs, you know. And then I am using my Clover Amour 3.5 millimeter, because this yarn recommended a 4 millimeter knitting needle, because they don't have anything other than that on the band. And it is a size 3. So I thought, all right, I won't drapey, but I don't want super drapey. And this is my first 2 squares. And they're kind of floppy, but kind of stiff. And I like that, especially if I go for the tiered look, because I don't want them too floppy. Now, if I get, like I said, I have 8 of these. And this is, oops, hold on. I almost ripped out. This is my 3rd square that I'm starting. And I have that much left. So it'll probably finish off, because I'm doing 6 rounds. And I've done, let's see, Why is that so wonky looking right there? I don't know. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I have 3 more sides to this one to finish off this. So I will probably get 3. We'll just average it out and say 3 per ball. So I can get 3, 6, 9, 12. We'll go with, that's not going to be enough. If 12 would be plenty, because these are roughly, let's see, they are about 5-inch square, okay? So 12 would be enough if I do just combining them and do the DC band like an Empire waist and then the top. 12 squares should be enough. And then I could say I could do one of this for the top squares or the top triangles. Yeah. And that would leave me 3 balls. I wouldn't need 3 balls. Okay, so what if I do, there was 12, what if I do 15 squares? If I do 3 layers and 15, see, that wouldn't work, because I was about to say I would need more than, how would I join these? If I were to do a tiered look, I don't know how I would, because I wouldn't want to do them like that. I'd want to do them at the angle, because this is the vision that I had, doing them at the angle. So basically I would have to do halves. I could do halves at the top. Yeah, okay. So I could do like half a square. Not technically a triangle. It is a triangle in that sense, but I would literally have to build like half a square. And then have it, oops, have it like this. And then this square would tie in like that. And then I could sew this to the mesh part. So I would need, let's see. We're going to try this on me. And I have gained weight, so this is going to be telling. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would say 5 across the front. So that would be 10. Maybe not 10 because the back is flat and my belly is not. So, okay, so if I did that, that would be 10 squares per level. And I only have 2 left, so that would be another 6 squares. And if worse comes to worse, I don't have to use this for the mesh. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think what I'm going to do is attach, I'm going to make 10. And I'm going to attach them this way. And I'm going to anchor them to each corner and see how that works. And you know what? Sitting here like this, I don't think it would need to be 3 tiers. I think 2 tiers would be very pretty. So I think I'd do that. I think I will make 10 squares and see. I am considered a large or extra large, depending on how fluctuating my weight is right now. But even at my smallest, I'm still a large because I am wide. I gave birth to twins. I'm wide. No, I used to joke with my mom about, you know, my body being made to birth twins. And And she would tease me and say it was my grandmother's line. Make sure I was stock, you know, hefty stock. But anyway, it was so funny because when I'm looking at you this way, I do look like I'm a larger boned person, but when I turn sideways, I look like a stick. So, yes, my body was meant to birth twins. Anyway, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I am currently 2 and 8/10 or yeah, almost done with a third. So I'm going to stop recording here, and I will see you back when I have done 10 squares and tried them together. I don't know if that's going to be today. I mean, it's already midday, and we have plans to go to the brother-in-law's this evening. So I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if I'll see you back again today or tomorrow. But this will be like an ongoing filming, not a vlog. I guess it would be a vlog, but you're not going to actually see me doing the work, I don't think. I think I'm just going to keep updating you. Because, let's face it, we all cannot be Kelsey. She's great doing vlogs. I mean, not so much. So, I will see you back then. Okay. I know it's only been a moment for you, but for me, it's been 3 days. We did not go to my brother-in-law's the day that I told you that I would probably not be back that evening. Yeah, he got called into work and it got canceled until the next day, and then yeah, went over there, had a great little dinner. Now I got a lot of squares finished, okay, and let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 in this bunch. But what I did is I made 3 half triangles to fit. Let's see if I can make sure that I'm getting it in here to kind of fit underneath here. So I would not need 5 full squares around the front, which would mean I would not need 10 total. Now it did take 3 halves and 2 holes just to reach, well, I mean, technically, they reach past the midpoint underneath my arms. So, I was thinking, I don't 100% know, I'm not married to the idea of doing the mesh underneath and sewing these to the mesh and then having another layer underneath the same way. I'm not married to it, but I do think I want to do it because I like the way that would flow. Okay, the only problem with that, I've got not a lot of work, but I've got a good bit of work done that I'm going to have to undo, unfortunately, because I did do the top. Now, I just grabbed some supposed cup measurements off the internet, which turned out to be wrong, by the way, and just made 2 little bralette cups for the chest. I was trying to go with about a C cup. I am a C cup, and that is significantly too small. So this is probably going to end up being about a B cup measurement, which is about a medium, and that's fine. A medium circumference is anywhere from 32 inches to 35. So I chained and was doing some single crochets on each side to do the band that I was talking about. Well, the only problem with that is, now just imagine, alright, so when I do this, it's way too big, right? Y'all see that? I have way too much extra. Okay? And I am a 36 around here. So in my measurements, because I was getting 6 single crochets to an inch. But I wasn't accounting for the fact that this is cotton acrylic blend. This is 50-50. This is ice. I've already told y'all that. For me, it's been a few days. For y'all, it's been moments. But it's 50% cotton, 50% acrylic. I wasn't counting in the acrylic part. So when whoa, okay. All right. I don't know if this is measuring this way because it is been stretched by me. No. All right, so apparently I did some calculations wrong, which isn't surprising for me right now. I was doing with 6 inches, with 6 stitches per inch. It was like 180 something. But somehow I got 204. I don't remember how I got 204 the other day. But this is the overlap. Okay, on my 36 inch. So I'm going to have to undo all of this that I did on the bottom. Well, if you'll notice, I did about 1 inch under the cups. That is part of the cups to make them actually part of a top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off all of this extra, which it equals out about 2 inches underneath the cups. This is just a little over 1 inch. So I have to undo all of the straps. But to kind of give you an idea, it'll look something like this after it's done. And I'm not a designer, y'all. I've never pretended to be a designer. I just woke up with this idea in my head one day, and my mind has not let it go to let me enjoy my other crafting. It won't let go. I mean, I literally have been working on this nonstop. Lots of caffeine. But what I'm thinking, I'm going to undo all of this that I've done, and I'm going to take this measurement here and take another inch off at least, minimum, and delete that from my quantity. Let's see, I'm going to actually count, let's see, from my stitch marker where it overlapped is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. All right, sorry, I know you're probably crafting and I just counted and it's messed up your count, and I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. So I'm going to take at least that. Let me write that number down. I'm not going to say the number again, but I'm going to take at least that. So in my calculations, that would be roughly about 5 inches. Let's see. In my true measurement, it is measuring, another number coming here. It's measuring almost 7 inches. If I stretch it, it's measuring 7.5 inches. Okay, no more numbers. So, I'm going to delete that. So that means, do y'all know how long this has taken me? These are single crochets with the 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. Oops, I said I wasn't going to say any more numbers. Sorry. But, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to rip it out and start over. That's okay. I don't mind. That's what designing does, right? And even though this video will all be in one swallow for y'all, it is going to be a process for me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to get what I want to get lengthwise, circumference around the body, and I want to strike it in the medium zone. Since this size is proving more of a B cup, I would like to stay in a size medium realm. Here comes numbers again. So that means the band around here is anywhere from 32 to 36, 32 to 35. I'm striking for about a 34, maybe a 33. That way, because I did, remember, Maya's fussing. But remember I said that I wanted to do probably some ties in the back. I don't know if that's going to be a possibility now. What I may do is have where it comes up from the cups, it can go around either over your shoulders to the back and then anchor down here in the top of the back of the band. Or it could possibly go around your neck and go to alternating sides of the back and then tie in the, you know, come together in the back and tie. So those are just ideas that when I woke up that morning was in my head, that design. So we're going to go for it, okay? I will see you back here hopefully after I alter and rip out all of this and get this done to where it is ready to either add the mesh to be able to add all my squares, because I will have to make more half squares, my little triangles. And these are basically what I did when I did the granny square bandana. So we're gonna go for that, okay? We're going to see if this works. Hopefully it won't be more than a couple days before I can get back in here and update y'all on how much I've done. It's just these single crochets are taking forever. I've been guiltily watching Gilmore Girls while I'm working on this. I am, sure enough. I've been trying to read my Kindle, but Netflix is getting rid of Gilmore Girls by June 30th. So I want to kind of get that done. I don't know when this thing's going to show, but if it's past June 30th, you know. It's already gone off of Gilmore Girls. I mean, off of Netflix. But anyway, I will keep y'all updated. Just a real quick update. It's been a few days. This thing has taken me longer than I expected, but it's only because there's so much going on right now. So I'm about to leave on my grandson's Friday Fun Day, but I wanted to update you. So I did go ahead and sew together. All right, let me back up. I made the mesh portion. All right, you're having to look at it from the other underside. But I did make the mesh portion underneath to support the second layer of squares and triangles. So as it stands right now, I know it's very rough looking, but it will get better. What I'm going to do now, I've already joined these with slip stitches and I've joined it to the band. Next, I'm going to join my squares and triangles for the second layer and then sew them to the bottom of the mesh. And I will be back to show you if I like that. If I don't like that, I will rip it back out and then sew it directly with slip stitches, sew it directly to the bottom of these. So I'm going to be going, but I'm going to take all this with me so that I can be sewing these panels to get these pieces together so that I can see what that looks like. Ah! I will catch up with you in a minute. All right, I'm back. It's been quite a hot minute, but I did get it done. I did decide to go ahead and do the mesh and go that way. I may do another one in a solid color to get the idea, but I want to show you. Now, forgive me, I do not have a mannequin, and it's not my size. It's too small for me, because like I said, I did a B cup. But here it is in all its glory. Now, I'm going to lift the back up to where it's it should be appropriately, yeah, even. But look, is that not so pretty? Now the back, I have the straps crisscrossed, and what I did is I put the little holes on each side underneath the breast. It has 2 different holes, so if they want to do just a little bit lower, they can. And I have 2 holes on the very bottom so that it can all kind of go together. Which it would probably, I think that would be for decoration only, because I really don't think, depending on the size of the person, that they would really need that. But I love how it almost looks like, back a few years ago, and I know they still do it, but it was, the dragon scale was really, really, really popular. That's kind of what this reminds me of. Now, I could have, hold on, I'm going to do this right here. I could have went ahead and did the half triangles down here to where it would be flat across the bottom, but I kind of think it looks better without it. Now I'm gonna drop that for a moment. I think it looks better to me without it. I think it, you know, it works. The only thing, well, beyond the fact, I think that I could have done it differently for the back. I like the design, and the reason why I want to do it in a solid color is because I want to see the design show through. This is the ice yarn. I've already mentioned it earlier in the video. And yes, this was filmed in so many clips because it was an ongoing process. I like it, and it's very light, even though it is 2 layers under here. I'm gonna show y'all the mesh. See, I have the mesh under here, and then I just did a slip stitch to do around here. No, actually, I did a single crochet. Yeah, I did a single crochet to adhere it to the mesh. But basically, I love how it turned out. And put it this way, I loved how it turned out enough to where I'm going to do it in a solid color. That will change my counts, because I do not know that I have a solid color in, hold on. This is a 3-weight, so I don't know that I have a solid color in a 3-weight. I know I have one in a 2-weight. Actually, one of my 12 cast ons for 2026, I think I'm rethinking that yarn, and I think that is a 3-weight. I think it's a DK. Might be a little bit thicker of a DK, but it is the Yarn Bee Onyx Twist or something like that. So I might do it in that. That's not a solid color, but it's not as patterned as this. It's not as variegated as this, but I'm really tickled. I do think I want to try to make the chest a little differently. I don't like how these came out more Madonna type coney. It might do differently when there's a breast in there. It probably will, because that's just the way, the nature of these kind of cups. But I love how this turned out. So that was my foray into designing a top out of the top of my head. It would not get out of my head until I finished it. Now, yes, it took me longer because there were days to where I was just feeling too bleh to mess with it, especially when it took to figuring out how to fix or work around some of the roadblocks that I was encountering. Because I have to hand it to all these designers out there that take this time. Y'all have my utmost respect. You had my utmost respect beforehand. But now I feel like, okay. Because yes, I have looked at a garment before and been able to mostly recreate it. But this was out of my head. I mean, there was components of so many different things that I have seen over the years that I guess was festering in my brain, and it just said, poof, I want you to make this and this alone. Figure it out and design it. So I did. But I hope you have enjoyed my journey. Probably the only one I will ever make into the designing realm. But this will be going up for sale on my site. I am 53 years old. I am too old to be wearing this, even if I did make it to fit me. And I know some people would say, no, you know, they're 53 or they're 55 or they're 58 and they would wear something like this. And that's all fine and dandy for somebody else. But for me, I personally am too old to wear this cute little top. And I didn't make it in a size to where my niece could wear it. So, but like I said, you know, she's pregnant, and anyway, I will put it up for sale on my site. And if y'all won't wear it, if you have a loved one, a younger one that would wear it, you know, it will be available. Okay. So I'm going to wrap this video up. All these different various clips, I'm going to put them together on Google Drive. Then my son will download them from Google Drive and edit them all for me because he is such a sweetheart. I hope you have a great one, and I will see you in the next video. You take care of you, okay? Bye.